Hello guys, and welcome back to the next video. And this time we're gonna diving into dates in Power BI. So how can we do drill down in dates? So before I show it to you, let me actually do one more thing here, which we have not done so far. We have not labeled our pages correctly, and this is something I would highly recommend you to do. So again, to get some structure in your report. So for this one, I simply name this Introduction to Measures. Okay, let's call it Intro to Measures. And then for the second one, I also double click on that one and say this one will be the flexibility. Okay, so just to have some proper naming here. Then I press Ctrl S to save it, and then we can go into diving into dates. So I click on the plus symbol here, and then I'd like to create a new visualization here. So we have our dates here, and we remember that our model setup is correctly set up. So we got our dates numbers in here, our date itself, which is linked to the sales table with the relationship in place, so everything is fine. So then we can go in the report view and simply select our dates. And you can see a little calendar icon here for the date itself. And if you click on this little symbol here, now you can see we got by default for the date always a bar chart. Now of course we need to visualize some data. So let's actually refer to a measure which we have created in the last video. So let's say we go with the total sales numbers. So you can click on this, and then by default you can see here is a bar, and we can see the sales for 2019, 2020, as well as sales for 2021, right? Now we see a breakdown for sales for different kinds of years. Now for these kind of measures here, you also see on the axis here we have a date hierarchy, which gets automatically created for us if we have set up this in the options in Power BI, which is set by default here. But I'll talk about this in the next video. For now, let's just see we have a hierarchy here, which is year, quarter, month, and day. And this means, because we have this hierarchy, we have these drill down options here, as you can see here, those little arrows. And this means that you can drill down by clicking on the arrows. So, for instance, if I say I'd like to drill down like that, if I go here, next level in the hierarchy, if I do that, then you see that currently we have years, but if you select it, now we are on a quarter level, like quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if we drill down further, then we would be on a monthly level, so January to December. And if I drill down one more time, I am on the daily level, which is the lowest level here, which starts from the first day, which is the 1, until the 31st day, in this case the last one. Now, you might ask yourself, well, wait a minute. We have 3 different years. Currently, I can see 30 days here. Well, what does this mean? Does it mean it aggregates the data? And yes, you are correct. So let's actually drill up. You can use this up arrow here to drill up. So if you click on this one, you can see that here you have only 12 months, even though we have 3 years of data. That means that currently what we see is we see the January sales, but across all 3 years. The same is true for February, for March, and so on. So Power BI is simply aggregating all 3 years of data for the specific month. This is what we currently see. Now, sometimes this behavior can be good and can be interesting. But sometimes this is not what we want. We want to have actually a drill down, but we want to keep our yearly separation, for instance. If that is the case, then you need to first drill up again to the highest level, in this case the year. And then there's also this option here. So not using the double arrow, which we used before, but now we use this option here, to expand all down one level in the hierarchy. If you select this one, you will see that now we do not only have 4 quarters in here, we have a quarter for each month, for each year. So 2019, we see 4 quarters, 2020, we see 4 quarters, and 2021, we only have sales for 1 quarter, that's why we only see 1 quarter. But now we keep the structure. So we do not only see 4 quarters, but we also see the year and the quarter combined. And the same is true if you drill down further. If you drill down one more time, you see that now we also have not only 12 months, but we see the 12 months, or all the months, for each year in the dataset. So here for 2019, then 2020, and then of course the 3 periods here in 2021. And the same is true if you drill to the bottom, on the daily level, but then of course you would have to scroll a little bit more because there are a lot of dates in these, let's say, 2 and a quarter years, right? So that's what this looks like. But the idea is that you can specify the way you drill in, drill out, using those 2 arrows here. And there's one additional field, which is this one here, which can also be interesting, which is the click to turn on drill down. This means if you activate it, if you click one more time on that, then you see it's black highlighted, and this means it's active. And now if you click on a specific a bar here, for instance 2021, if I click on it, then what I would see is I would see 1 quarter. And this quarter, 1 quarter is exactly, as you hover over it, you see it, it's the first quarter in 2021, because we clicked on the bar 2021. Now if I click on this bar, then I drill further, and I can see the 3 months within 2021. So this drill down means that I'm drilling down into the data, but only to the specific column, or in this case the specific bar I have selected. So if I drill up one more time like this, and now I select 2020, as long as I have this activated, now I only select data for 2020. I can see 4 quarters, but these are not the 4 quarters across all years, these are the 4 quarters for 2020. And if I select the Q4 for 2020, click on it, I can see the 3 months, October, November, December, but only for 2020. So this is what you can activate using this option here. Okay? So these are the different kinds of drill down options which are available in Power BI for you. So it really offers actually the complete flexibility you need. Okay? Like that. So, and we're good to go, and we are on top right here again. Okay? So that's the behavior you can leverage as long as you have a hierarchy like this one, which has been created for us. Now we can also right click here and say, instead of the hierarchy, I'd like to see it only as a date dimension. If you do this, I can show you what this does. If you untick the hierarchy and select the date instead, like this, what you see is now you see a data point for each day in your data set, as you can see here. And you also see in the axis there is no data hierarchy anymore, and this is why you can't drill in anymore. You only see now simply each data point plotted in a bar chart here across the whole time frame. So if this is the behavior you want, then you can use it like that. But if that's not the case, then you need to have the hierarchy enabled, like this one. Okay? So this is that. And that's it actually for the video. Okay? So hopefully that was interesting. As always, I recommend you try it out yourself, play around with it, and check it out. And thanks a lot for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.